welcome, willkommen. I'm saying that as well because our next guest is currently a resident of Berlin. Ich bin ein Berliner. It's Josh Savage.
Hello, hello.
How are you, mate?
I'm great. It's good to be here.
Let's just start off with, straight off the bat, what a bloody name.
Thank you.
Is that your real name?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I ideally I wanted a band name, but I couldn't think of anything better than my actual name, so I just stuck with it.
It can't be unless you're called The Savages, which I imagine is a band somewhere.
Well, you know, there's a Josh Savage in Manchester. There's a drummer called Josh Savage here.
We've heard about this.
And
this was spoken about.
That's right, and I've been hearing about him the whole time, and I'm just saying I should just hire him, and we can be the Josh Savages or something.
Yes, this is a match made in heaven.
Yeah, honestly.
Let's do this. Like, has anyone got any contact details for this man? We've got to do it.
A few, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, this will be perfect. There we go. I can't believe that's your actual last name.
It's all right. Yeah.
I'm very jealous of you.
What's yours?
Mine's just Jack Wood.
Oh, it's Wood. Nice.
Yeah, that's
right.
It's bland as hell, mate. There was 3 other Jack Woods in my school. The other 2 were pricks. They probably thought the same about me, to be fair. But congrats on just finishing a mini tour.
Thanks. Yeah.
I bet that feels like a relief.
Oh my God, it's so nice to play again. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's a shorter tour than I hoped for, but still, it's great to get some in at least.
Of course, because we've had the European side of the tour has been postponed.
Exactly. Yeah.
A bit further.
The long way around has been taking longer to materialise.
I mean, do you feel like you sort of preempted that by calling the album The Long Way Round?
Yeah. Yeah, but at least it's quite a good one to kind of recover from. So it was called The Longer Way Round this time around.
Very
and
clever.
now next time around it's called The Longest Way Round in spring. So
that's the full stop name.
That's it's gonna happen. Otherwise
grammatically it won't make sense anymore.
Exactly.
Grammar is at stake now, guys.
Yeah.
But that's really interesting because that's your debut album tour.
Yes.
And you now have the second album in
On
the
its way.
bag.
Yeah.
It's ready to go. It's
already going.
Yeah,
halfway through.
A few singles from it,
Yeah, exactly.
and you've yet to tour the first album.
That's right.
But the new album's coming out, and it's out on February the 22nd.
Might be delayed a month or so, but yeah, around that time.
But pre-save it anyway. Be anticipating it. Called Another Life.
That's right. Yeah.
But I find this one really interesting because this is all based on sort of love letters that you've written.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is very sweet because you are currently in a relationship with a pen pal.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
So we got to go through this because I only had a pen pal and it was, again, as a Berliner, it was just a German bloke. And all that he got to hear about me was that ich spiele Fußball and ich tanzen in disco. And for those of you who didn't also do a German GCSE, I lied to a German boy telling him I play football and I dance in the disco. That's all we got every week.
How did your romance materialise with him?
Well, to be fair, we've been happily married ever since.
Oh, mate, it's
so
good to hear.
It's been far more disco dancing than I'd like in a marriage, but I'm willing to do it because, my God, his eyes are beautiful.
Great.
So yeah, but how did yours happen?
So she runs an events company called Collaborate, based in New York, and she kind of was keeping an eye out for acts all the time, and she slipped in my DMs. She says it was for work, but I like to think otherwise.
I've heard that before. And you were like, I'm an old-fashioned type of guy. Write me a letter or fuck off.
Well, more or less. So we were chatting for some time, and then eventually somehow talked about basically pen pals, the famous ones like I think Catherine the Great in Russia and Victor Hugo was one, I think, the French poet.
Great romances, of
exactly.
course.
And so, I don't know, then I ended up saying, well, if I was to send a letter, where would it go? And so she just gave this random bloke her address, and instead of me turning up to a door, I did send a letter. And
how stressful was that first letter? Like, because I've got shit I'm writing, so I'd be like, oh God, she's gonna dump me because she can't read it.
Well, I was raised in Paris, and you're taught to do joined up writing, so I had quite good handwriting, and it gets messy as you get older. But
very clever. You knew your strengths. You were like, I'm gonna slip in a bit of this typography. This'll wet the whistle.
And then eventually she had a Collaborate event in Paris, and got me to play it, and that's where we met, and that's kind of how it started. And then we would just see each other all around the world, and then the lockdown happened, and we couldn't see each other for about half a year, and I said, "Will you move to Berlin?" And she did, which is amazing.
Oh.
So now we live together in Berlin.
That is
Yeah.
beautiful. I can't wait for the Netflix adaptation to that love story. That's going to be wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't compete with that. There's no romance that can compete with that. God, don't we all feel useless using the apps? This is awful. So yeah, I mean, people can't slide into DMs tonight. Could you
Yeah.
recommend a good way to start a letter instead for people?
I don't know.
I think
It's
Dear
hard,
always
isn't it?
always is a good one. Did you use Dear? Was that the first one?
I don't know.
I think
No.
you must have a copy of that somewhere. Is she watching tonight?
I think she is. Yeah.
What's she called?
She's called Rachel.
Rachel. You've got a lucky one here. You're doing all right. I've looked into his eyes. I'd write him a letter too. Divine. But yeah, you relocated to Berlin. How long have you been there now?
It's about 3 years now.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
was that because of Brexit?
I mean, there's a few things. I mean, I needed a bit of a break from London after living there in the warehouse for a year and a half, and I just went to Berlin for a 3-month writing retreat.
Yeah.
Absolutely fell in love with it, and found out I could do music full time in Berlin, whereas I was doing a few part-time jobs in London. So it just made sense for me, and by living there before the Brexit transition period, I can still tour around Germany without all the kind of visa mess and stuff you might have to do. So it just made sense, and also from being raised in Paris as well, I just wanted to be in a European city anyway. So yeah, which London is too.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to be able to play in Germany still, because it's one of my biggest markets. So yeah.
So profit and just location. It's
Yeah,
just work for you.
Also, Berlin's an
Inspiration.
amazing city, and the cost of living's fantastic, and yeah, the kebabs are great.
Oh, you sold it to me. You had me at kebabs, sir. But like traveling's sort of been in your blood, because obviously you said you'd were raised in Paris, and then you were spotted for your talents at an early age because you managed to get yourself in quite a very good choir.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Yeah, when you were young. What choir was this?
it was I was in I had really good training in
You're
in
a
Paris
classically trained
with
choir boy.
l'Académie Vocale de Paris. It was called. But when
Excuse me. That was very sexy. We're not just going to let that slide. What was that again?
l'Académie Vocale de Paris.
Oh, hello. I've never swooned before, but I am about 2 glasses of wine away.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And
Can you
then-
say some other things for me in that accent? Can you say, like,
Well, tell me what to say.
I brought you this Toblerone from the airport.
Je t'ai acheté ce Toblerone de l'aéroport.
Oh, God. Oh, sorry. I'm going to have to recover from that. Yeah. You were classically trained as a choir boy, and you got scouted to be in the National Children's Choir.
Yeah, of Great Britain. Yeah, and so I did my first tour as a 12-year-old around Australia and New Zealand.
Are they big into choirs over there?
I don't know, but I made the most of it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a banging choir tune?
Oh gosh, I can't remember them anymore. But there's a lot of Latin tunes and all sorts
Yeah.
of stuff. But it's great. Like, so we sang the Sydney Opera House, which was all right.
Do you know? The Whole World in His Hands?
No.
Oh mate.
Do you want to sing it?
Well, it's pretty self-explanatory. There are some lovely moves that go with it. He's
Okay.
got the whole world.
Oh, I do
in
know
his
that.
hands.
Yeah,
He's
of
got
course.
the whole wide world. And the best bit: plants and the creatures. Plants and the creatures in his hands. Oh, great.
Mate,
What's
that's
that?
Fantastic.
What's that lamp one? Oh, that's about
She's there. She's there.
about one. Oh, there we go. Yes, lovely. It's nice to see you, Rachel. Again, hands off. I know. I understand. But yeah, that Sing Susanna. That was great. Sing Susanna. Cross over the road, my friend. I was big into that one when I was a kid.
All right.
Cross over the road, my friend. Ask the Lord His strength to lend. This is telling you a lot about my childhood. That's not really what I want to get into right now. But yeah, equally talented, aren't we? So it's crazy, man. That's been a hell of a childhood, a hell of a talk. But do you feel settled in your nomadic life in Berlin finally?
At the moment, I don't know if it's forever, but right now it works. So I'm just going with the flow at the moment. But yeah, I love it. I've got my own studio in my apartment, and it's the
Amazing.
absolute dream. Yeah.
So, is this where you've been exploring a slightly different sound? Because I've heard you're getting into the synths at the moment.
Yeah, so I got my first synth recently, which
That's the
I'm in love
Berlin
with.
effect, surely, isn't it?
Maybe, yeah.
Ish
It's very
Tanzan in disco.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But no, it's amazing, and just because the cost of living's quite low there, it's great. And also, because my patrons have been amazing. Thanks to them, I was able to afford to set up a room in my house to sort out a studio. So it was amazing.
That's amazing. You managed to get strangers on the internet to pay for stuff for you. How come we can't do
Yeah,
that,
the
guys? That's
nutters.
that's the aim of this, isn't it? If anyone wants to send me a glass of Guinness, a pint, ideally, do let me know. Sponsor me, my Patreon. Would you like to explore the mystic arts with me, Josh?
What are they?
A nice little B-Tech tarot reading?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Let's give it a go. The spirits are strong at the moment. Would you like to explore, because Rachel is watching, would you like to explore your love life or your musical life?
I think musical life.
Musical
I think
life. Safe bet. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. So I'm going to give these a shuffle. This is the B-Tech version. Here we go. And you're going to... Look at that. Technical, that. Here we go. Tarot, Josh's favourite. Is there a history of tarot for you? Rachel's not.
So she has tarot card reading at her events, basically.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Well, let's see if she can live up to mine. See if I can. She can book me. I'm available, Rachel. I am very reasonably priced. So pick your first one.
Okay. Anyone.
Anyone you want. Again, this is B-Tech Tarot.
Do I look at it?
You look at it, and then I'm going to look at it too.
Number 9.
Number 9. So you see that as a number 9, dear? Okay.
Well,
that means a lot.
That's the Roman number up top.
All right. This is B-Tech Tarot reading, mate. Gets a bit different. This is technical stuff. Okay, this is a lovely lady, and she's having a nice little chat with a bird. Now, this can mean a lot of things. Might look quite nice, but it might mean there's some secrets going around at the moment.
Okay.
These secrets might be good for you. They might be good for your career. Maybe the word of mouth might help. Maybe this signifies that out of all the social medias at the moment, only Twitter is working. It could mean that. It could be quite literal. So that's good. So it's saying word of mouth is a good way for you to progress in your career. And I know that's already been the case because you've gone viral for your views on Brexit and as a touring musician.
Also for my living room shows.
Also for your living room shows.
I did them everywhere.
So there we go. Look at that. The man's gone viral. This is what he's already told me. I sensed it in the mystic arts. Okay, number 2. It's all becoming a bit clearer now, Josh. Oh. What have you got there? That looks like a lovely card. Or is it?
I don't know. I'm a bit
confused.
scared by this one.
Oh! Second time this has come up tonight. Man with big stick. Man with big stick.
Oh, gosh.
It nearly sounds like mystic, but it's not. Do be careful when it comes to man with big stick. Rachel knows.
I'm glad you're saying stick.
Man with big stick. I used to have a speech impediment as a child. I couldn't pronounce my STs, pronounce them as Ds. You work out how I used to say that. So yeah, what does that mean? That's what I've got to answer. We've got the secrets, the social media. I think this actually means, for me right now, I'm sensing this, aggression and tension. The way that you've used your platform to try and speak for people that couldn't be spoken about, that maybe you put passion in your music, you're putting passion into it. That's the way forwards. This is building up to it. It's a strong element for you, your passion. Go with that. Go with writing letters to people. Go with talking about sofas and stuff when you're going traveling, doing your living room sets. That's your strengths. And we'll do one more to see if there's a connection, because at the moment it's a bit loose. Like, maybe it's because you're so far away from me in Berlin. I can't quite grasp it right now.
Right.
But it'll all become clear in the final one, Josh.
Great, can't wait.
Oh,
Is that a man with a small stick?
I hope. We'll give it a hope not.
Oh, I've got a sword now.
You got a sword.
A double sword.
Double sword. You got. Okay. This is the last one. It's a man, and he's holding one sword up and one sword down. That means you're ready to scrap a fight for your musical career, but also you're willing to go with the flow. You don't always want it to fight in. You want to want to maybe sometimes put your swords down and just enjoy life. So that's what I'm saying. Music is your life, but maybe enjoy life as well. Surround yourself with life. Let that be the inspiration. Maybe when you're going around Berlin, just absorb it. The scents, the smells, the synths, the cheaper way of living, the kebabs. I think that's what it is. I think this is all saying you need to maybe eat a few more kebabs and not worry about that next tour. It'll happen. There we go.
That's beautiful.
That was B-Tech Tower reading. Thank you very much.
That's really inspiring.
I'll let you pay me for that later. So we've got a lot to get through here, mate, because you've been a very busy boy, because we barely touched on the fact that you did tour for a long time by just performing in people's living rooms. Was that invited?
Yes, fortunately. Actually, funny enough, my first ever living room show was with Zoe from Wildest.
You mentioned that.
About 9 years ago.
Scruff of the neck. We are the centre of the universe.
Yeah.
We reunite people together. So was Zoe wasn't Wildest then, was she?
No, she was Old Colours or something like that.
Colours.
Yeah. And,
But you were still Josh Savage.
Yes, and still am today.
You still remain. That's good to know. Consistency, as we've said in the.
But yeah, no, that was a huge show actually, because I remember just knocking on the door, not knowing anything about the concept of living room shows, and I just remember I almost didn't knock on the door because it was so weird, and I thought I got stitched up.
Yeah.
And then from that show, I ended up setting up So Far Sounds in my hometown in Winchester, and then playing the most So Far Sounds as any artist, and playing 4 continents, just playing living room shows basically.
That's
And just travelling and playing
how
in
many
people's homes.
did you have to take your shoes off?
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very kind of you. That's very considerate.
Yeah.
Like, where did you sleep when you're doing these tours?
Just wherever I could, like people's floors, sofas. Sometimes they had spare rooms. I would just sleep anywhere.
That's incredible. I mean, that's a dedication to the art. Could you see that happening in a post-COVID world?
It's a really good question. I'm not sure. I think I think it's going to be a lot harder to do so. I think as well, because I don't think there's a confidence for it yet. I think it will happen again, but yeah. So who knows?
In a way, Josh, I feel like this is going back into your living room shows, because people are watching possibly in their living room right now, and this is basically Scruff's living room. Look at this. I sleep under that desk. That's so much I get paid. Well, I like to go through people's lyrics when they come on here. Are you comfortable with that, Josh?
Go for it.
Amazing. I really enjoyed this. This was In Too Deep, which I know
nice.
is about sort of falling for your girlfriend, Rachel.
Falling for the
I mean,
first time.
Rachel. I don't know why I'm looking as if she sat there, but I'm looking to wait for her to come back because I feel like you should own some of the rights to that. You've really inspired it.
She's going to claim them now.
I like this line. We speak in the same language, laugh in different tones.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you mean by that?
Ooh, okay. We speak the same language, laugh in different tones. I think we just related from the get-go and have completely different sense of humour.
Oh, okay. I get you. You're not on the same TikTok algorithm. It happens.
No, sadly not, unless it's puppies.
So this one is plants, stars amongst the grass, angels stray like pigeons.
Yeah.
Oh, what imagery, mate.
Yeah, I love that lyric, actually.
That's wonderful. So what does that mean, Blake? You creating an atmos.
So which one again is it?
That is from, because I've lost where I'm
So
at.
it's Young Fools, yeah?
Yes, Young Fools, of course.
But plant stars amongst the grass, angels stray like pigeons.
Yes.
Singing None of This Will Last. Well, that song is Young Fools is about following your dreams and kind of making the most of your youth. And for me, it's just kind of planting seeds and like just working hard at it and just waiting for it to kind of flourish and grow into your dream. And obviously you have loads of people on the sideline just going, it's not going to work out. Why are you bothering? But just ignoring them basically. And obviously that I describe them as angels because they mean well for you, but really they don't have a clue of what they're talking
Yeah,
about.
they're bloody pigeons, just irritating, aren't they?
Of sorts, yeah.
Yeah, and this is the last one. I just enjoyed the imagery of this one from Carry Me Home. I may come back stinking rich. For now, I'm back to raid your fridge.
Yes. Yeah,
Great bit of that. What's your favourite thing out of the fridge?
Oh, chocolate.
Chocolate. You have chocolate
Yeah.
in the... Whoa, chocolate in the fridge? Saw Maisie already there. Oh, whoa, we split the room instantly. Maisie was like, no, flipping way. But Big Daddy Alex, he's all over that. It's like cold chocolate and out, mate.
Or fruit.
Or
Yeah,
fruit.
I'm there.
Oh, wow. Strong. Do you know what? The problem is, I really wanted you to have a go on the racing game, but I've actually talked to you too long. You're too fascinating. So you might not have time. Also, I got
no.
2 into the tarot cards. I'm so
That's
sorry
it.
about that. But it gives us more time just to discuss your life. And I think that's why you're here. That's why we're all here, you know? So what's the at the moment, like, you've had some incredible support slots. You've had the likes of like Coleen, you've had Reverend the Makers, Roll Deep, Catfish and the Bottlemen, and Dubai's royal family.
Well, I didn't support the royal family, but yeah, I played in front of them.
I mean, it's a good name for a band. But how did that come about? The Dubai royal family, not Catfish.
Well, my uncle is a sound engineer there, and
right.
he just got me connected, and it was all right.
It's that simple, kids. Have an uncle, get him a degree in sound engineering,
Uncles are great, yeah.
and then bing bang bosh. So, but like, these are quite varied artists. So, like, how have you managed to adapt and fit in for all their different audiences? That must be quite daunting as a support act to introduce yourself in that way.
It's been great though, because of the diversity. It's been good to adapt to all scenarios, and obviously I kind of changed the set list to fit that. So yeah.
So, what was the hardest gig out of all of those?
I don't know. I can't remember the hardest. I only really tend to remember the highlights. But Code Line was amazing because musically it synced quite well.
I can see that.
The audience were fantastic. They were really, really good.
How would you describe your music?
Good one. The way it's going at the moment, I would say it's going a bit more into kind of indie, dream, folk pop.
Indie dream folk pop. I mean, you need to tour with our main gal Wildest, because that's also her description.
I'd love to.
It's been.
Yeah.
You hear
we
that?
should do that. Yeah.
We should sort that.
Honestly.
I've got a capo. She left a capo,
Oh,
so
no.
she'll be crippled without that. So thankfully, if I give that to you, that can be the olive branch of the tour in a way. Jack Wood facilitating.
I'm not sure she's down to coming all the way to Berlin for that.
Well, you know, I mean, they are quite expensive on Amazon.
Yeah, they are.
Other places are available, of course. But do you feel like your music's changed slightly in a way? Because you were single for 9 years. It's a long time. Was that out of choice?
It was,
Yeah?
because I was very passionate about my music, and that was the thing I really wanted to do. And it's and also because I was living. I mean, I didn't even have a place to live for
You
a
were
few years.
nomadic.
I was literally couch surfing the whole time,
Yeah.
which obviously isn't very compatible with a
Do you want
relationship.
to come over to mine? Where is it? I don't know yet.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, and but then I started to settle down a bit more, and obviously that makes a huge difference. And also, someone had to be really special to kind of tie me down, and Rachel does that. So
This is lovely. I like how you were very clear at the start that you'd never put love in the lyric, and then you were like, whoops,
I know.
fell in there.
Well, that's the thing. I'm very honest about my songwriting, and I used to laugh at love songs with the word love in it because it's overused
scoffing at Ed
sometimes. Yeah.
Sheeran.
But but I just couldn't think of another word to do justice to it. So yeah, I guess I finally understood what love is all about, basically, without sounding too cheesy.
Oh, that was great. I feel like we're in Love Actually, but less affairs. But on that note, I think that's a lovely note to end this little interview on, and to say, you stick around, you. I can see you there on the screen. Rachel, you stick around. We got him here for a bit. He'll be back with you soon, safe and sound. But until then, get ready for Josh Savage performing live for us in just about 5 minutes' time.